What's up, guys? It's your boy Beatty, and today I'm here to talk about something that is not talked about as often as it should be nowadays. It's almost like people forgot the importance of it. And what I'm talking about is gonna be training. I'm gonna be specifically talking about bodybuilding training. So, to enhance your physique, muscle size, build muscle. That's what I'm gonna be talking about. So, not powerlifting training or anything like that. Just specifically, training for building muscle. All right. So, the biggest mistake I usually hear is a lot of people kind of have like a one size fits all mentality. Even like the very knowledgeable people, like I hear Dorian Yates say like, high intensity style training is the best way to train. Anybody who doesn't train this way, they're missing out on all these gains, whatnot, and anybody would get better results training this way, with the one set to failure, low volume kind of training. And all due respect to Dorian Yates, I completely disagree with that. Like, period. Like, the proof's in the pudding. You got guys like Jay Cutler and Marcus Rule that do, a lot of volume. A shit ton of volume, shit ton of sets, shit ton of exercises, and they're both bigger than Dorian Yates, No offense to Dorian, but they're both bigger than him, more developed than him. So can't really say make that point if there's people with better development doing the complete opposite of what you preach, So for them, volume was better, you know what I'm saying? So look at them. Obviously, it worked for them. So I don't believe in the whole one-size-fits-all thing. This is the best way to train. You have to train this way. If you don't, you won't get, gains. Or, well, yeah, Marcus and Jay are impressive, but if they train like me, they will be even more impressive. It doesn't really get more developed than Marcus and Jay, like some of the biggest guys ever. So can't really say that. So that's the number one mistake I hear people always say. I get questions a lot. So what should I do? High volume, or should I do heavyweight? Should I do this or that? That seems to be the thing. And my answer would be that it's gonna vary for everybody. Honestly, it's gonna vary for everybody. So, as a beginner, personally, I would have my beginning clients start with a little bit lower volume and heavier weights, because without that foundation, you can't really do high volume if you're not pushing decent weights. So if you're a beginner and you're weak and you got 10-pound dumbbells and you're doing flat, dumbbell bench, and you're getting 20 reps of that and doing 5 sets of 20, like, you're not gonna build any muscle, or any real muscle or serious muscle doing that, But if you were to start with heavier weights, lower reps, less volume, and build your strength up to the point that you can do 100-pound dumbbells for 5 sets of 20, then you'll build muscle doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's just a general example. But yeah, as a beginner, I will focus more on a little bit lower volume, good form, heavy weights. And I don't really like to use the word heavy, because heavy means shit. It means nothing. It's a relative term. So I can say heavy and do, 10 reps of 500 pounds and say, well, this is heavy. And somebody else will say, well, I need to do 500 pounds too, but they only get it for half a rep with a spot. Well, that's not heavy. That's just something you can't do, so you have no business doing it. You know what I'm saying? And 10 reps is technically not heavy. It's moderate weight. If I'm getting 10, 12 reps or something, that's moderate. That's not necessarily heavy. So I like to go by rep ranges. So I'll say 6 to 8 rep range, 4 to 6 rep range, 10 to 12 rep range. That's a better indicator than saying heavy, light, something like that, because that don't really mean anything. But anyway, yeah, I would have beginners start with lower volume, heavier weights, build that strength, build that base, bench press, incline bench press, deadlift, squat, overhead press, dumbbell bench press, leg press, all that good shit. Move some heavy weight, build some strength, you know what I'm saying? I would say anywhere from 6 to 10 rep range on the smaller body parts like arms, shoulders, certain exercises like lateral raises and extensions and shit like that. You'll do a little bit higher reps, maybe 10 to 15, and then something like squats, deadlifts, bench press, you can dip down more to about 6 to 8 rep range. So that's something you're gonna get a feel for later on. As a beginner, you kind of have to find your way, or get a trainer or coach to help you find your way. But that's for beginners, right? As you proceed in your training, things are gonna change, right? You might notice that for some people, you might notice that you'll keep progressing, and then that's fine. You don't have to change your training. If you're progressing nonstop off of the low volume heavy weights, keep doing that. If you keep progressing, you don't ever have to change it. But a lot of people are fine. They'll need a little bit more volume to keep progressing. So instead of doing 1 to 2 sets to failure, they might add a third set to failure. Instead of doing 4 exercises, they might add 5 to 6 exercises, and so on and so forth. And they'll add some volume in there, and then you'll continue to grow as well. One thing I have to say about training is, if you're not getting any kind of pump, if you can do a full chest workout and by the time you're done, there's no blood in your chest, no pump, if you're not engorged, your chest is not engorged after the workout, change your training style. Because I don't believe you're gonna build muscle if you're not feeling the muscle. Like, if you don't feel the muscle you're training, you're not gonna build that muscle. So when you're done with a muscle, it should be completely engorged in blood. It should be pumped up. Okay, so if you're not getting that, there's something you need to change ASAP. Whether it's your form, whether it's your rep range, whether it's your volume, something has to change. You should be engorged in blood when you're done training the muscle group. So that's a rule of thumb that you gotta keep in mind. You have to get the pump. I'm not saying just train specifically only for the pump and nothing else, but you have to be pumped by the time you finish. If you're not, go back to the drawing board. That's very important. You might have to add some volume in there, and then as you progress even further, you'll notice that different body parts are growing at different rates, right? Nobody's body just goes perfectly even. Every muscle group just in perfect unison, and everything's flowing beautifully and perfectly. It just doesn't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 1 out of a million that can happen, but 1 out of 1,000 maybe. But most of us, you're gonna grow out of proportion, one way or the other. Your upper body might take off, and your legs might be behind. Your back might grow like crazy, and chest is lagging, and shoulders are big, but your arms are lagging. But you're training everything just as hard and just as much volume and weights. That's when you gotta start to specify shit. You know what I'm saying? You might have to say, okay, well, I'm gonna pull back volume on my back because it's growing like crazy, but my arms aren't changing at all, so I'm gonna add volume there. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna add more frequency. Maybe I'll do arms twice a week, and then do back every other week, or just do 3 exercises for back, but 5 exercises for bicep and tricep each, something like that. And then you kind of find that sweet spot, you know what I'm saying? And you go from there. But nobody's body just goes perfectly even, so everybody's gonna be different in that regard. So when people ask me, hey bro, what's your split? Or bro, how do you train this or that? It's irrelevant how I do it. You know what I'm saying? How do you want to do it, or how do you need to do it? That's a better question. And only way I can know that is if I work with you. I can't just look at you and say do this. Like, I don't know what you do, so I can't really help you on that part. But if we have some kind of consultation, we sit down, I get your info, whatever the case is, then I can definitely help you. But I can't just look at you and just help you. I don't know what you're doing. For all I know, you might have great leg genetics, but you train legs like a pussy, and therefore it's not growing. So I can't just say, well, you need more volume on legs. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to actually train it, and not just go through the movement. So that's something you kind of have to know the person to know what you got to do. But yeah, everybody always asks, well, what's your split? What do you do? Don't worry about what I do. My body is very different from your body. You know what I'm saying? It's very different from your body. You know what I'm saying? For me, my only concern in my physique is back, hamstrings, glutes, calves. Everything else, I don't really push it. You know what I'm saying? I might get carried away sometimes just because I like to train hard, but there's levels to training hard. You know what I'm saying? You might see me train chest and say, well, he trains chest hard, but nowhere in comparison to the way I train hamstring, calves, quads, back, things like that. So you gotta specify your training for your body. That's the most important take-home thing that I want you to get out of this video. Stop worrying about what Big Ramy does for legs. Your legs are not gonna look like Big Ramy just because you copy his routine. It doesn't work that way. You're not Big Ramy. Okay. You know, I don't want to hear, well, but he's on so much drugs. Or that's not the point. That's not why he has legs like that. You know, because everybody else is on the drugs, but they don't have Big Ramy legs. So that can't always be the excuse. Well, he takes this. That excuse is redundant. You know, if it was that easy, everybody would just take something and just have world-class legs. It's just not the case, you know, so it doesn't work that way. So yeah, so basically to go over all the pinpoints is start off at the beginner, start off building strength and form, learn how to do the movements correctly, and get strong at every movement. Get strong, build that strength. Step 2 is adding a little volume on top of that strength now that you have. So let's say, you know, if your original workout was just bench, incline, decline, heavy. Well, the next step would be bench, incline, decline, but you do bench really heavy, and incline, you do it heavy, but get some extra volume in there. Decline, you go more for the pump, and you add maybe like a chest fly or something at the end of the workout, all pump, right? So now you're adding some volume on top of the, you know, heavy compound movements. And step 3 is gonna be specifying your training for you. So now you're not just on a regular bro split. It's not just gonna be Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday legs. It's not gonna be that. Now you're saying, okay, well, my legs are lagging, you know, my chest is taking off, my chest is huge, my legs are lagging, my arms are lagging, my shoulders are huge. So now I'm gonna cut that shoulder day down to maybe half the volume, and then I'm gonna add an extra arm day, you know, on top of that shoulder day. So shoulders back, cut, you know, I cut back on that shoulder day and add arms to that shoulder day. So it's gonna be like a shoulder touch up with an arm touch up. And then I have another arm day, you know what I'm saying? Or after chest day, I just hit a little bit of triceps with that. After back day, I hit a little bit of biceps with that. And then I have a whole arm day. So now you're getting extra frequency on the arms while you still have the arm day. So that'll be step 3, specifying your training for your body. Adding and subtracting volume from either the strong body parts or the weaker body parts. So just finding your groove, where you need to improve and whatnot. So that's the advanced step. So I don't want to hear the beginner say, well, look, my calves are lacking, but everything is lacking. You have no muscle in your body. So it's not like, well, look, my calves are small. Yeah, I see it. They are small, but so are your arms, so are your back, so is your chest, everything's small. So don't get caught up in that when you're, you know, when you don't have any real development. That's something you worry about later on when you've built some good, you know, good dense muscle, and now you're fine-tuning shit. You know? So that's gonna be when you add more of the, you know, isolation movements to focus on certain areas. And well, my lower chest is developed, I don't have enough upper chest. I don't have that upper chest cavity. So let me fill in more incline flies or, you know, incline cable crossovers, whatever the case is, to fill that in. But that's a little bit more advanced. That's not something you want to do in your first, you know, year of training. But that's more advanced. That's not something you want to do in your first year of training. So yeah, those are going to be the biggest take-home messages. Train for you. Don't train or imitate to train like somebody else. Don't do what Ronnie did. Don't do what Dallas did. Don't do what Jay did. You know, find your own groove that works for you. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, you know what to do. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and let me know what other kind of videos you guys want to see. I'm really gonna start posting more videos here and grow my channel a bit. I think I'm starting to get more interest in my YouTube channel, as far as, you know, the subscribers letting me know they want to see more material. So I'm gonna honor that, and I'm gonna try to grow this YouTube channel quite a bit. So if you want to help me out, share the video, tell your friends about me, all that good shit. Make sure to follow this prep, okay? I'm 12 weeks out now. I'm gonna be posting definitely weekly videos, but I'm gonna try to post 2-3 videos a week. All right, so stay tuned. You're gonna see some good shit. I'm gonna get fucking shredded. I'm gonna go for the fucking pro card. Gains, motherfucker. Boom.